Oh, I didn't even realize that I started that video. Okay, so let me go get all the things I need. Like that, but it just started on its own. It's like had a mind of its own. So it's been a minute since I filmed one of these videos. If you know, you probably already looked. I'm doing the pregnancy update, but plot twist. We're doing weeks 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and today I am 19 weeks pregnant. What? So the very last video of these that you guys saw, I was 11 weeks. So I'm just gonna start by showing you the belly shot because I'm shook that I'm not showing, especially since this is my second pregnancy. Like, what? But I have taken the time to write out how I felt each individual week so that you can have all those symptoms and you can have all of that jazz in just one video. Therefore, if you're looking to see what it was like 12, 13, 14, it's all there. And then the next semester, like the next trimester, and you'll just have one whole video that you can just watch all in one and know. So that's great. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by showing you my belly shot. That way you can go based off of the last video that I posted and see what my belly looks like, because it's like my body has forgotten the shape that it needed to go into pregnancy, because it's been almost 5 years, because Sebastian is 4 years old. Therefore, the last time that I was pregnant was 2017, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's like 4 and some years, like four years and some months since the last time. My ab muscles are still together. Baby bump is barely showing, but I feel movement, so it feels very real. And I also have a huge haul of little things that I have sort of been using, I guess you could say. But let me show you my baby bump first. So that's just my pants. So there's literally, and to me it literally looks the same. So I'm just going to bring it down all the way down so you can see. And this is around like 3. And I'm going to show you, this is like me sucking in everything. So this is actually like the tiniest little baby bump, and it's around 3. So I've had breakfast, lunch, snack, and this is what the baby looks like. So my muscles are still together. That's how I can tell that my body has forgotten what it is to be pregnant, because literally this baby bump is like tiny. It's super tiny. Like, what? So like, I'm not yet showing. I was a bit bloated at like, I don't know, like I think it was around 15 weeks I was bloated. So it was just like really strange. But 12 weeks, still had food aversions. So I was having a hard time eating because nothing seemed appealing to me as me wanting to eat it. But I kept making sure that I would eat small meals or snacks because, of course, I knew I had to get nutrients in. Still taking my prenatal vitamins, the same ones that I shared in my previous video. I switched them from the CVS brand to the brand that I did have. I'm now on my 3rd bottle. Jesus, those things are like running out like crazy. Also on that 12-week mark, I was still tired. Like, still really tired. Hi, Mr. Man. And let me cut the video because I have to look at my notes to see what I felt at 13 weeks, because my mind is just not where it needs to be. Like, as in, I don't remember things like at all. Along with the food aversions, I also had nausea. So I still was having nausea pretty bad at 12 weeks. So that food aversions, nausea was 12 weeks. For week 13, extremely tired. I feel like I needed to take a nap almost every single day. It felt like at least a power nap to be able to rest, which was still going on from the beginning. But other than that, nothing crazy. Everything was still good and nothing out of the ordinary, which was exciting for me at least. Okay, so now 14 weeks pregnant, which is now 4 months, and we are on our 2nd trimester. First thing I started noticing was that the energy, like my energy started increasing, and I was feeling like a little bit more motivated to do things and had more energy to be able to stay awake instead of having to take that nap. And as long as I stayed busy, I was able to continue that schedule and not have to take a break and go to sleep like I did my first trimester. That was the first thing that I noticed at 14 weeks. And then I could tell that the nausea was slowly going away. Like I would still feel it some days and not some days, and then was feeling it like settle back down. It's like it got bad at 13 weeks, and then 14 weeks it started getting better gradually. And then I also noticed that I started being able to eat more of what I saw looked appealing to me. Also, I did start noticing that at 14 weeks I felt like, for me personally, that my body was already changing. So I started feeling like in my waist that like my hips were like spreading apart sorta, and that's when it sort of started getting uncomfortable to sleep, and I had to sleep with a pillow like in between my knees because I could, you know, if you've ever been pregnant or if you haven't been and it's your first pregnancy, like your hips have to slowly throughout like mid-pregnancy and the end of pregnancy, like they're coming apart to make room, because it's like your body knows what's about to happen. Even though you're still fairly small, your body's changing since like the day that you know, find out that you're pregnant or your body is pregnant. So I could feel that like my bones were kind of, you know, adjusting and getting into that rhythm of, okay, we're going to be gradually changing throughout these next couple of months. So I did feel that at 14 weeks. So moving on to 15 weeks, and I started feeling flutters. So at first I was like, is that movement or is that just like my stomach growling? But you don't, what it feels like is flutters. Like, you know how they say, oh, I feel butterflies in my stomach, and you know how usually you feel butterflies in your stomach and it's like here? Well, then I started feeling here, and so I knew then. I was like, okay, let me keep an eye out for that. So then I started paying more attention because it's so sudden and it's so little, because at that point, if you look at your pregnancy app, because I'm sure everyone that's watching the video has a pregnancy app, tells you the size of the baby. I think the baby's still really small, and so basically it takes a lot of paying attention to actually feel those little flutters. And so I felt them, and I was like so excited because I would feel them at the most random moments, and also I would have to be very concentrated to, you know, pay close attention, and then I did feel that. So 15 weeks, that was wonderful, because I also read that that is not, like, some people don't usually feel flutters like that soon, but some people do. And I was like looking it up almost every day, like, how soon is it that you can feel flutters? Like, how soon is it that you can feel flutters? And yeah, I felt them at 15 weeks. So that was super cute, and it started making it feel like realistic. Like, you know, you find out you're pregnant, you go to your ultrasound, you hear the heartbeat, but then you go back home and you think to yourself, oh, okay, so this is happening, and you know that it's happening to you. But then when you start feeling movement, that's when it hits you, and it's like I'm literally carrying a child, like a living being inside of me. And so that's whenever it's like, what? No way. So that, I felt that at 15 weeks, which was amazing, and I'm thrilled because, you know, I've been feeling this every single day now. So it's amazing. Okay, so the 16th week, the most noticeable thing that I feel happened to me is I can definitely for sure tell that my body is definitely changing, especially after a very long night. I started getting up 2 times or 3 times a night because of being uncomfortable, having to go to the restroom, or just feeling like pressure, because you literally, like, I know that my belly is super tiny. I can't sleep on my back. Like, it's suggested that on your 2nd trimester and your 3rd trimester not to sleep on your back anymore, because you are putting, like, the uterus is like going to crush like a vein, that it's like a main like supporter to be able to send oxygen or blood, something like that. So it's just recommended for you to sleep on your left side, I believe. So if I did somehow sleep on my back, moving in the middle of the night, I would get woken up because I'd feel the pressure of just like not just feeling the pressure of like there's literally your uterus is literally growing and it literally feels heavy. If you're sitting like this, it's like normal. If you're sitting on your or laying on your side, it's normal, but you can totally feel it. If you're just laying on your back, you can see that there's like a little bulge. If I can take a video of it and insert it, I will. But there's literally like a little bulge there and you feel that pressure and it wakes me up, even though it's literally small. But things like that, and then waking up in the morning after like a really long night of just kind of restlessly being just like that, like I can tell that my back and like my whole body is still adjusting. So a lot of like just body things happening because that's one of the things that I know stood out to me at week 16. It's just the body changes. It just continued on and it just got a little bit more pronounced of just my bones trying to get ready for everything that's going to happen in the next couple months. So week 17, that's when I started noticing that my clothes are getting a little bit tight. They still fit me around my legs and thighs and button up, but now it's uncomfortable. Like I feel like it's pushing down on like my uterus, my lower abdomen, and so I started noticing that very on to 17 weeks. And I mean, I still can wear my jeans normal, like my pre-pregnancy clothing, like I'm still wearing all my pants and all that stuff, but I could definitely at 17 weeks feel that if I'm sitting for too long, it's like, oh, I gotta stand up and like walk around for this pressure to go away, or like have to pull the elastic so that it gives room, depending I guess on how the baby is in the belly, because I feel that pressure and it's just like, and it's just because, you know, we live in the era where I guess skinny jeans are still a thing, or maybe just pants are like that. I don't know. I still wear skinny jeans even though they're like overrated now. But that is one of the things that I noticed. The second thing at 17 weeks is that definitely started getting up to pee more often and more regularly throughout the night. And I am like a good water drinker, so I drink water regardless. So I was still drinking the same amount of water, probably like the exact same amount, if not maybe a little bit less, just because of how it was, but I was still getting up twice or even 3 times a night to go pee. And this is not me staying up the whole night and then having to go pee because I'm awake, because I have had that happen to me if I can't go to sleep because I'm not a very good sleeper, but being asleep and then waking up, like my bladder waking me up because it's like, girl, you gotta go pee, like that. So that was very pronounced at 17 weeks. And then the other thing is, I've already forgot. And oh yeah, okay, so I remembered. So I could tell where Mr. Person was in here. So if I was laying a certain way, like I could feel the belly harden on one side, or it shift and it harden on the other side. So right now I've been sitting, standing, walking. So he's like, he or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, but we're hoping for just a healthy child. So I've been at work today, sitting, standing, walking, doing all the things. So baby is really like in the belly and very protected by all of my chunkiness. But what I'm talking about is you have your little belly, and if there's a way to see it, what happened is this part would get really hard and it would be bulging out just a slight little bit, or then baby would move and then there would be like a bump right here on this side. Like, I'm staying up here in my belly button because that's where I sort of feel now, but it was more in the lower area at 17 weeks. So either here or like sometimes even in the middle, and then I could feel where the movement was because of just where it is. So you can, it doesn't even look like I am. Honestly, I could be lying and you just wouldn't even know. That's why I guess I have been so weird about filming all of these videos, because at like 10 and 11 weeks, I was like, yo, it looks the same. Like, I'm just literally making videos and it looks the same, but I guess it'll all come together when I put it all together. But anyways, that was one of the main things that I felt at 17 weeks. I literally definitely felt like flutters that were more pronounced, and I could now see the little bulge move from place to place, especially if I was laying down and then I was on my side and then I would shift and go to my other side. It was just like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Now we have to like move and readjust